Hello, welcome. Just going to repeat what I've said before. We're going to do myofascial release today. Get a ball ready, get 2 pillows ready, and if you need, get a towel. I feel like we should just get started. Let's do it. All right, so let's get started on the mats. Starting out in child's pose. We're also going to leave our ball at the top of our mat ready for use. Going for knees wide, toes to touch, arms stretched in front, forehead to the ground. Maybe you give yourself a little wiggle here. Maybe you find a different position if this is not the right one for you today. And seated or lying down on the ground, whatever is best. And start to allow yourself to find length here first in child's pose, drawing your sit bones towards the back of the mat. And allowing the top of your head, the crown of your head, to draw towards the front of your mat. Letting your fingertips be wide here. Stretch out the hands. And draw your hands actively towards the top of the mat. Maybe giving your shoulders a little wiggle. And giving your hips a little wiggle, drawing back. Imagining yourself stretching out like taffy. And start to release your shoulders down. Allow the scapula, the shoulder blades, to draw along the sides of the body. And start to let your hips release down towards the mat. Take a deep inhale. Fill the lungs. Allow your ribcage to expand. Breathe into the back body. Open mouth, sigh it all out. Inhale, fill as much as you can. Feel that expansion in the body. Open mouth, sigh it all out. One more time. Inhale. Fill. And sigh it all out. Just start to notice where you are right now. Maybe where you're located in your home, in your space. Noticing the sounds that surround you. Noticing the temperature on your skin. If there's any breeze or warmth or coolness. If it's the fabric that's brushing against your skin or the mat underneath you. Notice where you are right here, right now. And starting to bring the attention to where you are mentally. Giving yourself space for what you're feeling right now. Holding it with curiosity and just noticing. And as you notice, can you go into your body and notice where any tension might be held? Or any ease is held too? Wherever there is tension, maybe you can send your breath there. Or maybe you'll just know that you'll find some release in the next hour. And start to just bring attention to your breath. We'll stay here for 8 breaths, just noticing, just being right here, right now. And start to waken up your arms. Find a slight lift in the chest. And walk your hands over to the left side of your mats. Right hand stacks over left hand. Let your chest fall, let your head fall. Inhale into the right side of your body. And exhale. Inhale, finding length into the right side, feeling that stretch. Maybe you draw your right hip away from you. And exhale, releasing. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Start to walk your hands over to the right side of the mats. Left hand stacks over right hand. Inhale, breathing into the left side of the body, drawing your left hip away from you. And exhale, releasing down. Inhale, finding length. Maybe the crown of your head draws longer. Exhale, release. One more inhale. One more exhale. Walk your hands back to center. And let your head release down to the ground. If you can, rock your forehead from side to side. Ease out any tension in between the brow. Place your palms into the ground. Draw yourself up to tabletop pose. Shoulders stacked over wrists. Hips stacked over knees. Lean into the right hand. Draw left fingertips towards the body. Inhale, drop belly, rise, chest. Exhale, press away from the ground. Gaze towards your navel. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale to neutral spine. Right ear draws towards right shoulder. And draw your head down towards the ground. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, draw your head down to the ground. One more inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, down to the ground. Lean into the right hand, draw left fingertips forward, right fingertips back. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale to neutral spine. Left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, head down to center. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, down to center. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Lean into your right hand this time. Left fingertips draw towards your body. So here we are in a nice position. Some people find this very uncomfortable. If this is too much, even with your shoulders stacked over your wrists, you can walk your knees in. Find your place of comfort and start to lean back. Starting to feel a stretch into the wrists here. We're going to hold here for 2 breaths. Try to keep the shoulders away from the ears here, keeping that long spine. Starting to press the pads of your fingertips into the floor. We're going to peel up even more. So starting to peel those palms off of the ground, stretching into the hands. Allow yourself to play with your weight here. Use your feel a stretch. 2 more breaths. Keep that spine long. Keep those shoulders away from the ears. Slowly start to lean forward. Draw your fingertips out towards the sides of the mat. So right fingertips out towards the right, left fingertips out towards the left. We're just going to shift from side to side. Shoulders still stacked over the wrists. And start to make little circles here. Getting into the front side, back side of the wrist bone. Just encouraging some fluidity going reverse direction. And bring yourself to center. Lean into left hand. Draw the back of the right hand to the ground. So fingertips are going to face towards the center of the mat. And then you're going to lean into the right, left back of hand towards onto the ground. And so your fingertips are going to be facing towards each other here. We're going to start to bend into our elbows, shoulders still stacked over wrists, and curl our fingers in to make a little fist and start to draw our shoulders up, starting to straighten out our elbows, but maybe they won't be quite straight. You should start to be feeling a stretch into the back side of the wrist. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and start to bend back into those elbows. Straighten those hands out. We're going to do this 2 more times. Bend into the fingers. Find that little curly thing called a fist and start to straighten out those elbows. Feeling the stretch into the back of the wrists. 3, 2, 1. Start to bend back into the wrist, straighten those hands out, wiggle those fingers, and bend again into the fists. Start to straighten out those elbows. Find that stretch once more. 3, 2, 1. Start to find that release, bend into the elbows, and just Allow your palms to come to the ground like a normal person. Okay, so we're gonna find the seat now. Bring your palms together, clasp the hands, and we're just gonna draw some figure eights with our knuckles. Just move it around, get a little loosey-goosey here, and reverse that figure eight. We're going to start to find that ball. Hello, ball. And get into the hands. So we're going to focus on the meat of the thumb for this first myofascial release. I'm going to bring this ball to the ground and just going to place my meat thumb, so where the thumb joint meets the wrist or the rest of the hand, the metatarsals, you're just going to press your hand into this ball. Allow yourself to give some time to explore. Just roll around and find any place that feels tender to you. And whenever you find that place, you're just going to let yourself rest onto that place. And maybe your weight is pressed on there. And imagine your hand melting over this ball. You should feel a little bit of pressure here, wherever you're feeling tender. And just start to find micro movements in this space. So you might be wiggling gently from side to side. Maybe it's just like a millimeter to the left, millimeter to the right. And you'll try to do that up and down. And start to do that crissity-crossity. We'll stay here for one more full breath. Find that space, find whatever feels tender and needs a little bit of love right now. Okay, find that release. Shake that hand out. I like to pretend like my hand is holding a handkerchief. And I'm like, oh, please go on. Because people are throwing compliments at me and happiness and sunshine. It's a great way to do this. Okay, other hand, we're going to find that thumb meet once again. Left hand where that nice little tender piece of muscle in between the thumb and the fingers. Allow yourself to just explore for a second first. Find a good old rock and roll. And whenever you come to any tender points, allow yourself to just sit there and imagine your hand enveloping over this ball. And if I were to get really detailed, if you tend to work with your hands a lot, maybe you're doing a lot of gardening, you might consider doing this with a golf ball. It might get a little bit more detailed into, the smaller muscles of the hand. We're staying efficient here today. Okay, start to wiggle that ball gently from side to side, maybe a millimeter to the left, millimeter to the right. Stay with your breath here. We're going to practice a lot of long exhales during this entire practice today because we're going to do a lot of muscular release. If you haven't started going up and down, start to go up and down movement. And start to find that crisscross movement as well. Maybe a little circular movement here too. And we'll stay here for one more full breath. Find that release. Lean forward, tuck your toes, stack your hips over your heels and shoulders over hips. Find that natural seat. Just gonna do a little stretching of the feet as we do everything else. Wave that mysterious handkerchief around, just release that hand. You might notice one hand was a lot more intense than the other. So it goes. We're gonna bring our hands out and draw our fingers out as wide as we can and extend our fingers long. Doesn't look like much, but it is. So we're just gonna find that stretch for 3, 2, 1. Find that release. Do that 2 more times. Stretch your fingers out wide. Imagine them growing really long. Basketball hands here. 3, 2, 1. Find that release. Wiggle it out. Draw those fingers out long. Find them wide. 3, 2, 1. Find that release. Wiggle it out. Bring your palms to your chest. Clasp your hands. Take an inhale. Draw your chest up to meet your hands. Exhale, palms reach out in front, round the back, gaze towards your navel. Inhale, draw your hands up high, gaze up. Draw your chest forward and up. Exhale, round down. Press your back away. Inhale, hands reach up. Gaze up. Exhale, round down, press away. One more time. Inhale, draw your hands up. Chest reaches up. Inhale, up to center. Don't worry, we'll move soon. Take an inhale and start to twist over to the left side. Inhale to center. Twist over to the right. Shoulders and all. Inhale to center. Over to the left. Inhale, center. Over to the right. One more move. Inhale to the center. Lean over to the left. Draw those sit bones down towards the ground. Right sit bone away. Inhale up to center. Lean over to the right. Left sit bone down. And maybe your shoulders are open so that you're in between 2 panes of glass. Inhale up to center. Release those hands. Hands down. Untuck the toes. Tap the tops of your feet to the ground. Plant your hands down, tuck toes, draw yourself up to squatted dog first. Bend your knees deeply. Draw your chest towards your thighs here. Find that long spine first. Sit bones up towards the sky. Crown of head towards your hands. And start to slowly walk your dog out. Bend deeply into left to right leg. Straighten left leg out. Feel into the calf here. And slowly start to switch legs, drawing that right heel down to the earth. Sit bones still rising high. Bend deeply into the left leg here. And pedal it out as slowly or as quickly as it feels good to you. And allow yourself to find stillness in this pose. It doesn't matter what shape you take, as long as you feel a stretch in the back body here. 2 full breaths. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Walk yourself slowly to the front of the mat. Feet, hips width distance apart. Bend deeply into your legs. Find your ragdoll pose. Grabbing opposite elbows, letting your spine be long here. Maybe your belly's draping over your thighs. Maybe you need movement here, so you sway from side to side. Maybe you straighten and bend alternating legs. Maybe you find a gentle nod, yes and no, with your head. Or maybe you're still. Whatever feels right to you in this moment, allow yourself to do so. 2 more breaths here. If you need more of a hamstring stretch, you can start to straighten the legs out, drawing sit bones up high. Start to release your hands down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll yourself up slowly to stand. Draw your shoulders up to ears. Exhale, roll them down and back. We're going to look for our ball. The ball. Okay, so ball is going to go under right foot first. We're just going to roll that ball front to back. Allow yourself to explore first. A lot of noticing today, a lot of discovery today, a lot of curiosity. And start to find any space in your foot that feels tender. Once again, you're going to allow your foot to melt over this ball in the tender space. We'll stay here for 1 full breath. Before finding that gentle movement front to back, side to side, maybe kneading little circles, imagining that ball being more and more enveloped by your foot. Giving you a little bit more time to explore the feet. They are our means. Once we work our feet a little bit and encourage our arches, our feet to wake up a little bit more, it starts to heal the rest of our body. Our core starts to wake up. Our back problems are less because our core is fired up. So it's a very interesting thing to work our ends into our middle today. But we often forget about these things. So it's a good time to think about it. Switching over to the left foot, rolling that ball front to back. Exploring here first. And then allowing yourself to find that little space, 1 or 2 tender spots, and just allow that ball to be enveloped by your foot. Take a full breath here. Full exhale out. Start to find that micro movement front to back, side to side. Crissy-crossy. Find those little circles. Noticing what sensations happening here. Do you feel good? Is it a nice pain? If you're feeling like, ow, this really hurts, I should not be doing this pain, please stop. Listen to your body. But ideally, it feels like you're finding release. You're finding some stretch. Maybe you've explored a little bit more into this foot, noticing other points and where in your foot is feeling this tension. And start to find that release and push that ball over to the side. Close your eyes. Bring your hands to your sides. And allow yourself to be still. Root down in all four corners of your feet. Draw your legs up. Imagine them growing from the ground into your pelvis, finding a lift. Into your core, growing taller. Chest is tall and strong. Neck is growing up towards the ceiling. And crown of head reaching tall. Start to rock yourself front to back. And side to side. Find little circles, tracing all four corners of both feet. And reverse direction. Bring yourself to center. We're going to do a few sun salutation A. If you know it and you feel comfortable, maybe you try to keep your eyes closed. If you don't want to do that, that is okay. Inhale, draw hands up high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant hands, step back to plank. Knees down, lower down to the ground. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, down to the ground. Tuck toes. Draw yourself up to tabletop, up to downward dog. Stay here, 2 breaths. Find your ground, find your length. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, bend. Walk forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise high to stand. Arms reach up high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plank hands, step back to plank. Knees down, lower down to the ground. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, down. Tuck toes. Make your way to downward dog. 2 full breaths here. Sit bones reach high. Root down in your feet, in your fingertips. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend knees. Walk forward to the front of your mats. Inhale, halfway lifts. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll up to stance. Arms reach up high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant hands, step back to plank. Knees down. Lower down to the ground. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, down. Tuck toes. Make your way to downward dog. 2 breaths here. If it feels good to you, maybe you open your eyes. Find length in the back body. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through. Inhale, cow lunge. Exhale, cat lunge. Straighten both legs round the back. Inhale, cow lunge. Back leg dips. Rise chest. Exhale, cat lunge. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Plant your hands. Bring your right leg back to downward dog. Inhale, left leg high. Step it through, low lunge. Inhale, cow lunge. Rise chest. Exhale, cat lunge. Round down, straighten both legs. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Plant hands, step back to downward dog. Bring your knees down to the ground and sit back. Continuing our myofascial release, we're going to get into the calves now. So the calf muscle. We're going to find this ball underneath our calf muscle. And bring we can start out by bringing your left foot on the inside of your right thigh. And just wiggle that right leg from side to side. Again, just exploring this big muscle behind our leg and trying to find any tender points. Okay, so if this, where you are now, is good, then you stay here. You can also start to lean forward. That might intensify the release. And if this is not enough, you can draw your left leg over your right to just give a little bit more weight bearing there. Allow yourself to sit through this, taking your deep inhales and deep exhales, maybe extending those exhales as long as you can, communicating to your body that we are doing good things for it. I'm starting to find that micro movement here from side to side. So front to back, maybe little circles. And if you want to stay in this spot, you should. Just kidding. We want to spend time on all the other things we're going to do. So start to release that right leg. Release that ball, and we're just going to lean forward and draw our toes towards our body. Find a little stretch here. If you can reach your foot, maybe you draw your foot towards you, stretching into the calf muscle. Or maybe you use your towel or strap. Find that release, wiggle it out. And on to the other side, right foot on the inside of left thigh, putting that ball underneath our left calf, starting to explore this region. This calf muscle release can help us open up our flexibility into our ankles and our Achilles tendon. So anyone who might be struggling with Malasana squats or the yogi squat, this might help you find a little more depth into this pose. When you have that spot that feels tender, allow yourself to sit with it. And again, if you feel like you need more, you can lean forward. If you need more than that, draw that right ankle over your left shin. Finding deep breaths here. Starting to wiggle gently from side to side. front to back. And finding little circles in one direction and in the other direction. One more breath here. And find that ball released from underneath. Reach forward for your forward fold, Janusirsasana, head to knee pose. And maybe you draw those left toes toward you, feeling a deeper stretch into the calf muscle. If you need that strap, find that strap so that you can get a little deeper. And find your release. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Those legs out. Going straight into the hamstrings. Yay. Okay, so we're just going to find 1 point per side. But if you have more time to do hamstring release, I welcome you to do that after or anytime this week. Hamstrings are this muscle underneath our tibia. Oh boy. Okay. Fibia. Femur. All right. Good job, Tracy. We're going to find the space that's a little higher. And there's a lot more exploration here, but I'm assure you will find the space. You might want to keep your weight, your left sole of your foot into the ground, just in case this is a little intense for you. And once you find your hamstring, you should feel some tension. And you might need to move up and down to see where that space is. If you need more, you can lean forward. You might want to hug your left knee. And start to wiggle gently from side to side. Ooh. And it's a little harder to make circles on this, so we'll just keep it side to side if that is okay for you. One more breath. And we'll find that release. Shake out that right leg. We're going to go straight into the left, drawing the right foot in. I should have mentioned, if you need to, if you're in the short hamstring world, you can help yourself out by elevating your sit bones by sitting on a couple of pillows. Allow yourself to explore this leg, moving that ball up and down, side to side, and you'll find that point that just needs some love. If you have space for it, start to lean forward, hinging at the hips. Allow your leg to envelop over this ball. Find your breaths. Allow yourself to be here as much as you can. Just noticing the sensations that are running through the body. You start to wiggle from side to side if you can manage that sensation. We'll stay here for one more full breath. Just Lift that leg up slightly, release the ball, keep it next to you. And we will have these two pillows underneath just for a moment, bringing our legs in front, drawing our body tall, and hinging forward at the hips here. If you have that strap, maybe you reach for those legs, finding a deeper stretch into the back side of the legs. And slowly start to allow your back to round down. Drawing your backs of your hands to the ground, palms facing up, leg head is long and heavy. Three more breaths here. Slowly start to roll yourself up to seated. Scoot those pillows off to the side. You're going to need one pillow in a bit. And we're going to do one more myofascial release. Laying on our backs. If you need to, lay it on your side. Make your way down to the ground. We're going to lean onto the left side and lift the right. And just to show you what's going on, we're going to release our shoulder area. So we never want to go under our spine. We want the ball to be in between our shoulder blades and the spine. So we'll first go up at our upper trapezius, so the upper shoulder. Allow yourself to find that space first. Bring your right hand down next to you. And your soles of your feet can be on the ground if that's more comfortable for you right now. Allow your shoulder to envelop the space. Start to draw your right hand up and over so that your arm is next to your ear. And start to engage your shoulder muscle, the muscle that is above your ball. And release that muscle. And allowing that ball to just knead more into that muscle. Draw your right hand out to the side. Ooh, yeah. And back down. You're going to do that again. Drawing your right hand up and over. Engage that muscle. Find a release. And draw it out to the side. And back down. Bringing that right hand out to the side once again. We're going to bring your right hand over to the left. And bring it over to the right. Over to the left. And over to the right. Giving yourself a few breaths to stay in the space. Maybe you just let that ball hang out here. Or maybe you just find that gentle movement, allowing that ball to knead into your shoulder. And start to lean onto the left side. Release that right shoulder down. We're going to switch over to the left. So again, your ball is going to be in between the scapula, your shoulder blade, and the spine. So allow yourself to find that space that feels right to you. I'm sure that we all have different parts of our back, of our shoulders that need some love. Find that tender spot. Draw your left hand down by your side. Utilize your breath as a means of sending some light, some healing to whatever space you need. Allowing your left shoulder to relax onto the ball. Start to draw that left hand up and over. So that left arm is outside of your left ear. Engage that shoulder muscle and release. Start to draw your hand out to the side and down. Inhale, left arm reaches up and over. Engage that muscle, shoulder muscle over that ball. Release. Draw that left hand over to down. One more time. Hand reaches up and over. Engage that muscle. Release. Left hand reaches over to the side and down. Bring the left hand over to the left side and reach it over to the right. Over to the left and over to the right. One more time, over to the left and over to the right. Allow yourself to take a few more breaths, finding whatever movement feels good to you. You definitely notice that one side is different than the other. We are not symmetrical creatures. And start to lean onto the right side. Release that ball and set it off to the side. Grab one of your pillows and place it in between your legs. Bring your arms out to a T or cactus. Draw your knees up and let them fall. Let your legs fall over to the right. Gaze over to the left. Supine twist. Allow your shoulders to relax. Allow your hands to be heavy. And feet to be heavy. Your face is gentle, releasing any tension in the jaw and the brow and your eyes. You're back to a space where you just notice where you are, noticing your surroundings, noticing how your body lays. Noticing your breath. And slowly start to draw your legs up to center. Take an inhale. Exhale, let them fall over to the left. Maybe you gaze over to the right, letting your eyelids be heavy. Letting your hips be heavy. Allowing yourself to fall as naturally as you need to. Noticing the surroundings, noticing the sounds in your home, the sounds outside. Noticing how you're feeling right now, where you're feeling a nice stretch, where you're feeling the air going into your belly, maybe what you're feeling emotionally. Slowly draw your legs back to center, release the pillow, and bring yourself into Savasana, legs out wide, palms face up. Release the core, release your thoughts, and just be here. The day will end in Savasana. Allow yourself to stay here as long as you need. I bring my hands to heart center in gratitude for sharing this space with you and connecting with you. Thank you and namaste.